Hey guys.
Hey guys, man,
we're
what the hell
outside
is
the
this
room.
game? This old busted ass game.
Yeah, it's like we've never played this in months. We haven't played it in months.
Like a month and a half?
Yeah. My grammar's a little messed up, I guess. I don't know
Last time we were here, we were up against a boss that was like, no, this is clearly not happening. I couldn't even beat the things that were standing outside the boss.
Yeah, and this time we're playing on an Xbox controller, which feels weird and is completely different from what it was prior to this.
But it's what this game was supposed to have been played with in this version.
Well, technically, yes. This version,
Because it's
sure.
for PC.
Yeah, the PC version of this game, yes. But the actual game itself came out first, I'm almost positive, on PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
the actual game is supposed to be played on a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, but then all of the tooltips that come up for us have been in Xbox symbols.
Well, it's
so.
a Microsoft game.
Yeah,
well, it's
so
being
it's
played
Steam.
on, Steam, so...
So it's on Windows, which means Windows is Xbox support.
Yeah, I mean, technically you can play Steam games on Apple products. They don't actually have to be on Windows, but I don't know why you'd do that.
I don't know why you don't an Apple product. Like, just no lie.
Are we gonna be, like, really fucking, like, mean about this, or...?
No, we are not going to be all PC Master Race about it. We don't have to be. It's just neither of us are Apple kinds of people. Like, we just don't get it.
Nah, yeah, my dad's kind of an Apple sort of person.
Yeah, I have
but, like,
friends who are Apple people. It's like, I just don't get it. I'm sorry.
I feel like it's mostly, like, people who really bought into the hype when they were doing those commercials where it was like, oh, Apple is the popular one, and PC is this balding man who does work.
You
or
mean
something.
Bill Gates?
No. Do you remember those
Yeah, no,
commercials?
I know, but that guy was
just
supposed to look
yeah,
like
it was
Bill
just
Gates.
kind of Bill Gates versus, like, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck the other
Who,
guy's name
for
is. I
all
can't
his
remember.
weirdness,
Steve Jobs, there we go.
For all his weirdness, I can't get mad at Bill Gates because there was this one time in the middle of, what was it, like a TED Talk or
Yeah.
something? Like, he
I know what you're
unleashed a
talking about.
box of mosquitoes on a bunch of rich people to try and make a point about malaria, and it's like, I can't be mad at you. You're a literal supervillain. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like if because this room is full of millionaires, if any one of you contracted malaria, or if all of you contracted malaria,
Now
I
you'll
guarantee there will be a cure by the end of the week before any of you die. And then he opened a box full of mosquitoes.
Which did not carry malaria.
No, he actively pointed out afterward, none of those mosquitoes had malaria. We made sure they didn't. I
That
was
would've
trying to make
probably-
a point.
Probably would have been a crime if they intentionally
Oh
had
yeah, no.
malaria
If
pathogens.
he had intentionally released malaria on a bunch of people, that would definitely be a crime. Yeah,
Especially rich people. That would be a
Well,
double crime.
Yeah, I mean he's a billionaire, so I guess he's allowed to. But
Well, he gets away with more for being rich, but they also get to get away with more for being rich. So at that point, it's just this mighty clash of titans. And
yeah,
it's like,
it's just a titanous clash.
yeah, but like he was doing it to make a point about like his personal pet project charity stuff. So like it's
Yeah, because
fun.
I mean Bill Gates is supposedly a really nice dude. I
supposedly
don't know.
he might not be.
He can jump over office chair.
He can make rich people itchy, and it's like that's better than nothing. I accept.
So, there was actually this occasion, by the way, where somebody did an interview with Bill Gates, and he, like, okay, so ahead of time, when people do interviews, when they're really famous people, they tell people what they are and are not allowed to ask them, and are not allowed to, like, make mention of. And it was very obvious that he had made mention of the fact ahead of time that he could jump over an office chair. And the interviewer halfway through asks, "Is it true you can jump over an office chair?" And he went, "Yes." And then he put the chair up and he took a running start and he totally beefed it. But it was amazing anyway, because it was Bill Gates attempting to jump over an office chair.
And Steve Jobs, I never cared about.
Steve Jobs liked to lock himself in, like, a water tank or something. I don't
More
know.
like Steve Snobs.
Steve Jobs
was a good
was, he was very, I'm going to say yuppie, but I don't even know if that's technically true. I think he was just straight up hippie, but I guess he was yuppie near the end of his life, because technically that's more or less what it is.
You shouldn't be allowed to call yourself a hippie if you're rich.
He wasn't at the
you bathe.
time. in his defense, like
Yeah.
he wasn't at the time that he called himself a hippie. If he ever really did, I don't know if he did, to be honest.
So, anyways, we don't have Apple computers.
No, yeah,
we don't
yeah.
really get Apple
This
computers.
is a weird tangent at the very beginning of an episode of Dark Souls.
Yeah, by the way, Josh has the controller.
Yeah, I should probably point that out. Josh has had the controller this entire time. I say as I totally missed the thing I've gotten like every time since.
Yeah, it's because we broke the illusion. Now you
yeah.
can't do it. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Josh has the controller this time because of one big particular reason.
I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, we are going to backtrack. So this is probably the first and last time Josh will ever have the controller for a probable session. And it's literally just going to be, what we are going to do is we're going to go from here, which is Ornstein and Smaug, more or less. We're going to go all the way back to Sen's Fortress, and then we're going to continue to go back because we want to be able to grind the rats
For humanity.
in the in the sewers for humanity, which means we have to go all the way back there. And yes, I know that is insane, but we're gonna do it.
Because we had spent like all of our humanities on the Spider Lady.
Yes, we also missed a bunch of stuff in Sen's Fortress, so just to speed it up, I think on the way back I might just stop and grab a bunch of it. It won't be super fast, but it'll not be super slow.
And I was
either,
like,
so.
he wanted to do this. He insisted that we gotta do this backtrack through the fortress. And I was like, I don't want to do that. That sounds really annoying and bad.
Yeah, I had mentioned it to her multiple times, and she was like, I don't want to. I think even in sessions, like even in episodes, I
like,
had
you were
mentioned,
like,
we need to do a backtrack, and you're like, I really don't want to do a backtrack.
Yeah, like, fuck that sounds boring, but Josh wants to do it, so he can do it. I'm not having to touch the controller. It's amazing.
Yeah, so this is Josh playing for a little bit.
Because he actually likes this game, so
I do.
he can do it.
I like this game.
I still don't. Like, I'm sorry. I just
the
still
buttons
don't.
are really, they feel really weird on the Xbox controller because they're completely different from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So
but,
if I'm playing like shit, I mean, it's probably because I am shit. I talk big game, but I'm not perfect. I'm not some kind of perfect creature.
And it's been a while.
But yeah, and it's been a while. But it's also because I'm using a controller I'm completely unfamiliar with.
But the
it feels
controller
totally different.
The controller we had been using was getting kind of well worn.
Oh yeah, no, it. For those of you who don't know, we replaced it for Deadly Premonition, but the controller we were using was absolute shit and was like
it was
falling
a bit
apart.
old. What was it, like 3 or 4 years old?
It may have even been older than that. I think I got it from like
it was squeaky.
Yeah, I got it from like a clearance.
Yeah, you got it from
store.
Ross.
Yeah. For like $6,
something like that.
It was some off-brand USB PS3 controller. It was just kind of meh.
Yeah, and it was like it worked. It still works. It's still nice. It's just it's getting a little old. It's not super responsive. Like its control stick is a little less good than it could have been.
Oh yeah, and it was squeaky as hell. You could hear it in the background.
yeah. So that might not happen as much. Still might happen sometimes.
Yeah, no, well, not for this one. I don't.
No,
think
not.
But in some of the games where we still have to, because we've only got the one Xbox and it doesn't play well with the other controllers.
Yeah, if it's
we play anything
fighting
that's
game,
2-player, yeah, you might still hear.
Yeah, if it's a fighting game, we can't just mix controllers. It'll confuse everything.
Yeah, no, the thing gets very confused if you do.
So here we are
we're all the way back
in the
at
snake
Sun's.
house.
Yeah, here we go. There's a man there. I'd forgotten about. All right.
Well, he's reacting really slow.
Yeah, he's reacting really dead now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this giant stays dead, but I just want to check up real quickly. Yeah, okay, he stays dead. I had to make sure because there was a part of me that wasn't 100% certain about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, did we know this before?
I did. I couldn't remember if they exploded or not, so I suggested that you didn't do it, but I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah, so they just don't explode if there's no giant here to
No,
throw
but they
them.
make the noise of the exploding balls, like when they explode, minus the fire sound.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool. Like they're overly loud for no reason.
Yeah, it's weird though.
So yeah, there's the golden circle.
Yeah, there's the
where
cutscene
boss
button.
was. And then this is going to be. I don't think it's that one specifically we're going to be running on, but we are going to be running across. Definitely that one there. So we are going to need to get across that one too.
Yeah, just go do it.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out, like, you can see everywhere that we're going to need to go from here. So it's pretty fun. So let me see. I'm sorry. I keep orienting myself in this room. I'm sure people are going to get nauseous.
I'm a little nauseous
I
already.
play with the thumbstick in a very weird way. I'm really, really sorry.
You kept telling me not to spin, too.
I know. I spin like crazy.
I was doing it at the beginning of certain recording
let's
sessions
see.
just because I thought it was funny to start on a spin.
Let's see. That's definitely a direction I need to go, so I'll just do it here. I'll just drop down from this one.
There's a little fall damage.
It doesn't matter. So there's a corpse here.
Oh, hey.
Let's see. That's the other giant. He does not fight. Like, he doesn't throw things at us.
He just drops those balls.
That's the one that drops the balls that get rolled around.
We could kill him if we used a bow.
We could kill him without using a bow.
Oh, you just gonna drop down?
Yeah, you could jump over here if
okay.
you really wanted to.
Yeah, totally missed this.
So what I'm going to do, though, is make this incredibly awkward jump. So you notice how this jump, like this little area over here is bigger on the left than it is on the right. Mm-hmm. This fucks people up like 90% of the time they try to make this jump. You have to pull to the left to make this jump. Mm-hmm. If you do not, you fall immediately and easily, like this.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah. So I fell down here to pick up the sniper's crossbow, though. Yeah, and it's a lot of damage, and it really hurts. There is, however, a thing down here.
Yeah, and he stabbed
a man.
you.
Yeah, he stabbed me. Just a little bit, though. I mean, it's fine. Probably.
Yeah. Like, you landed on him and healed as he was stabbing you, though.
Yeah, because
like,
I figured he was going to be stabbing on me anyway. Let's see. So there's one here, and then I think there's another one around this corner with a chest that I don't think we ever got.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember if we ever fell into this area.
Yeah, because this particular area, I think I kept telling you, like, before we had the bonfire not to go into because we didn't have the bonfire yet, and I was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it back to this area, so maybe don't jump down there with the two Balder Knights. And you were like, okay, but there's a chest down here, and it's honestly nothing important. It's I think it's a ring. Yeah, flame stoneplate ring.
Let's take a look at it.
Okay, yeah, and we should probably be checking most of these items because
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of them that we haven't checked lately.
Yeah, well, we haven't done much lately.
Well, I mean, like, we have a bunch of items that I don't know if we've ever checked. I'm pretty sure we checked this. But just in case, we will go ahead and reread this one. We got this one off of the body of the dead firekeeper after Lautrec went in and killed her.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. So, mystical orb found on a firekeeper's corpse. Invade the world of the mortarer, of the murderer of a firekeeper. To defeat the perpetrator. I'm sorry, my vision's real bad. Perpetrator, and reclaim the soul of the firekeeper. I'm blind in all fairness. Like,
You are not blind.
my eyesight's always been real bad. The Black Eye keeps constant watch on the city of the gods, and Orlando. There's a bunch of other ones in here, but I think that's the most important. We could actually read the descriptions on the coins, which I think we've always avoided doing. So, coin made of copper, its face shows Old Man McLoif, god of medicine and drink. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. I'm pretty sure we've read this one because you keep commenting that it's a penny.
It's a copper coin,
This
it's a
one,
penny.
though, is a silver coin. Coin made of silver with a portrait of the legendary knight King Rendel on its face. Even coins of great value... it's the same. It has no value here because it's souls. And those who return of dreaming keep it just because they...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you know
maybe
what I mean.
it'll be useful someday. Like, like a Beanie Baby.
Okay, I think this one is one of the more confusing ones, though. Because this is one of the Lloyd items.
Okay.
So, a coin made of gold with Allfather Lloyd and his white halo shown on its face. Outside of that, the coin is completely the same, but there's more than one item that we have with descriptions of Lloyd. So Allfather Lloyd is a character who is reoccurring, including in Lloyd's Talisman here, and gets very confusing when you think about it.
Okay.
So, talisman utilized by Allfather Lloyd's cleric knights to hunt down the undead. Blocks Estus recovery within a limited area. In the outside world, the undead are accursed creatures, and Lloyd's cleric knights are widely praised for their undead hunts. This blessed talisman blocks the undead recovery, allowing the knights to fight with impunity. I don't remember where it's eventually pointed out, but Lloyd is the uncle of what's his face?
It's not like a god?
He is.
Oh, okay.
Lloyd, Allfather Lloyd is a god, but he's the uncle of the god above gods.
Oh, okay.
Of whoever I'm... Oh, no. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Zeus.
Zeus, basically, sure. But the god of the sun. Gwyn. There we go. So Gwyn is the nephew of Lloyd, but Gwyn is supposed to be the first god, which means that there's kind of a weird question posed there, which is like, why is Gwyn the first god if he has an uncle? Because that implies that Gwyn also has parents, which would mean that he's not the first god.
Well, I mean, uncle can just be like an endearment term.
You'd think
in,
so
like,
because
Japan
it's
and
Japanese.
Hawaii.
Yeah, that's what I would think because it's Japanese.
It would
That's
still
gotta be what it
imply
is.
being older, though.
Yeah, which it's still confusing.
Yeah, an uncle is
Usually
older
an
than
older
a
guy, you know.
Yeah, older than a brother, younger than a grandpa.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it would have some implications. All right, so you're going to make
It's a
this
little
jump
confusing.
for real?
Well, I'm going to try and make this jump for real. If I fuck it up again, it's on accident this time.
Woo!
Yeah, there we go.
Tubular.
It's on accident that time. That jump is really finicky, especially because, this is the 60 FPS version of this game.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of fucks with some of the geometry here and there. It's usually not noticeable, but there are a handful of areas where it is noticeable, and this is just one of them.
Oh, yeah. Like, we run it at this for the sake of videos, but that
yeah.
it kind of
Yeah.
fucks the game up because the game isn't meant for it. Yeah,
Kinda
it used to
not.
give you audio issues, didn't it?
It still kind of gives me audio issues, but only when I'm doing, specifically editing and stuff like that. So we completely
Oh,
skipped this
hello.
area originally. There's a man in here.
Who are you?
Okay. This man's incredibly generic.
Yes, and he's wearing some really nice armor, too.
Should we kill him?
You'll see.
Good if I can see. You think you're different? You can have it. Yes, I remember that feeling.
Okay.
Oh, I was the same.
So, let me help you out.
So, this guy came in on his own and decided
Oh, a
he was
merchant.
going to take on... What?
A merchant.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
So
Because he seems pointless.
He's called the Crestfallen Merchant.
Okay.
He is a guy who has given up, like
Mm-hmm.
the Crestfallen, hero or whatever, the Crestfallen
Okay.
guy at the Firelink,
Okay.
who just sits there and is generally negative about things.
All right, so he's just a merchant. He's
Yeah.
not like a named character so much?
Nope, this is Crestfallen Merchant. That is his name, if you can even call it that. He sells firebombs, green blossoms, shards,
That's nice.
a handful of shards, and he has held. Well, he sells. I think it's infinite, basically, of those. He sells a crap ton of items,
All right.
which like weapons and things, which are actually useful to some extent. The Baldur shield, I think, is pretty okay, but we don't really need it. We've got better shields. A bunch of arrows and
Yeah.
bolts, and then armor. He sells the Katarina armor.
The gross
Which is-
maggot-looking flybaby stuff.
He sells the Onion Knight
The
armor.
greasy, pale, segmented bug baby armor.
And even if we don't buy it, we can read it.
Yeah, okay.
So, distinct shaped helm worn by the Knights of Katarina. Outside Katarina, it's often ridiculed for its onion-like shape, infuriating the proud knights, but the masterfully forged curved design makes it very effective for parrying.
Sure.
It's real hard to stab them.
Sure.
And it's pretty much the exact same thing for all of their descriptions. This is what he's wearing. It's the
Okay.
steel helm. So, Helm of the Knights of Berenike. Known for their heavy ornaments and armor, countless knights of I think it's actually pronounced Berenike, but Berenike, once extolled as the mightiest of mighty, became undead and ventured into Lordran. But their journey was for naught, as they went hollow and became a threat to all undead. The Knights of Baranike, or Baranike, Nike, or whatever the fuck it is, I think are the knights, if I'm not mistaken, that we see walking around sometimes, like the one that was sitting in the chapel. And there's one here that we haven't actually fought. They're big guys. He is wearing their armor.
But he's not one of them?
It's debatable. Okay. Because he's wearing their armor, you could assume that that is what he is, and that he came in here on his own and was like, I'm just big enough, I'm going to do it. And he didn't do it, and he just got crestfallen and sat in here as a merchant. Or you could argue that there's a very good chance that he's just running around and collecting stuff off of dead people.
If he's lost all hope, why does he even want money?
Because it gives him a purpose so that he doesn't hollow out. If you have a purpose, you won't turn into a zombie.
And acquiring currency.
It's a purpose.
Is good enough. But what do you spend it on then?
You don't have to spend it.
Can you eat it? Is that what zombies do? Is they eat the
He's
souls?
also got the Balder Knight stuff, which is helm worn by the knights of the ancient kingdom of Balder. It's made from thick iron plates. Balder was the homeland of the Night King Rendel, but it came into ruin after a great many undead were
So that's a dead country.
That is completely a dead country, yeah. Balder is the name of the knights that we have been fighting who have the weird capes and everything.
Hey, how come we haven't met or even heard lore about anything from this country that we're in?
Because this is just the country of the gods. Everything we have seen that involves the gods, that is information about this country.
Okay, so but like there were human cities, right? Like Undeadburg was that where gods were living?
Undeadburg used to be a human civilization. Same with I think New Londo, if I'm not mistaken, as well. It's debatable because as you progress farther into this game, if we have a bunch of god items and we have the ability to read their descriptions, we'll see. But gods hate human beings.
Okay.
They kind of really don't like people, but people worship gods, so they tolerate them. Like, it's confusing.
Well, I just find it curious that not a single NPC or anything has been like, oh, well, this was my farm. I'm dead now, but this is still my farm. And it just goes and tills the soil or whatever. It just seems like it would have been nice.
Like it happens sometimes.
Does
it's
it?
Not always.
When?
So long as they still have a purpose.
Well, we haven't encountered any like that, is what I'm saying.
You could argue that the woman in the sewer is kind of like that.
Maybe. Like, she doesn't give us a lot of context for her.
I mean, a lot of the knights that we've been fighting are guys who are still presumably sitting at their posts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Presumably. Also, he sells 2 of the stone plate rings, which are just thunder and spell, which, if you can read in here, it's stone plates, the symbol of a true knight, grant the strength to face various hardships. And then depending on what they are, it'll be a different description there. But it's just literally boosts defense against magic and boosts defense against thunder.
I had asked what the one that we had was, and you started talking about coins instead.
Yeah, the one that we picked up is the red one. It boosts against fire.
Okay. Yeah, no, I asked you to look at it, and you just looked at a bunch of other shit.
That's not too bad.
Well, presumably it's the same stuff as the ones you...
Was it this one, or was it...
Yeah, it was that one at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's exactly the same. The red stone plate symbolizes fire and boosts defense against it.
Yeah, okay. That's all I had asked.